Getting in a great workout doesn't always require big pieces of equipment. What
Here's
you got there?
something that's relatively small but can produce big-time results. The key is to use it properly.
Yeah, Dan Wells is a trainer and owner of Real Results Fitness. He's going to teach us how to use these kettlebells today.
Hi, Dan.
Nice to see you, Danny.
Nice to see you.
Yes, nice to see you guys again.
Well,
How
we've
are
got a
these-
keyboard back here. I don't want our viewers thinking you're about to break out in
Okay.
Are
song.
you
That's
gonna
for
play
later in the
something for us?
show.
Yeah, well, it's a new trick I learned. It's kettlebelling and keyboarding.
Very talented.
Hybrid technique.
Wow, that's high-end.
What's the difference between kettlebell workouts and more traditional workouts?
It just depends on what context you're using it in. Kettlebells can be very challenging for your metabolism. They're more diverse than like a dumbbell or using a squat rack or stationary machines.
And there's an element of cardio in there too.
Exactly. If you use these properly, you can get your heart rate to skyrocket. You can get everything boosted in a short period of time.
Should you always get a trainer's guidance before giving kettlebell a shot?
I would absolutely say so, yes, because it is not just a piece of equipment you can pick up. It does require using certain muscles. Safety is always an issue with these, as well as making sure that you're doing it properly to elicit the most gains out of the exercise, and then also to prevent any kind of injury as well.
Yeah,
Great.
you hold the kettlebell way cooler than I do. You got it right up here.
This is called rack position.
This is rack?
This is where every movement should start from for most exercises with the kettlebell.
That's why.
What are the dynamics of it, the shape, and
Okay.
they come in different weights? Give us a 101 on that.
All right, so this is a 20-pounder. They do come in all different shapes and sizes. This is a standard just cat barbell. You can get all different competition series. This is the horn. This is the bell. And then, like I said, you can use them in all kinds of different sizes and depending on what your goal is.
And when we do workouts, whether it's resistance training or getting on a treadmill, you always have to. There's an element of safety that you have to think about. Are there safety precautions in addition to maybe what you've touched on a little bit here?
Definitely knowing how to use the equipment first, knowing what you're trying to accomplish with it, and then making sure that you're progressively working into heavier weights as well.
Show us, because I think it'll be a lot easier for us to understand and for our viewers at home to understand once they see the proper form.
All right. Well, with the kettlebell, there are some main exercises. The one I like to really work on with my clients is the kettlebell swing. It's good for posterior chain, your backside muscles, because a lot of us, we sit at a desk all day long. Those muscles don't get used a lot. So this is designed and developed to get those muscles going, to engage power, which is going to help build strength. And from strength means you can work harder, longer in all your other exercises.
And that's stamina throughout the day, too.
Exactly. So the kettlebell swing, without getting too in-depth into it, the kettlebell swing.
I want to turn you this way because I want them to see where your back position is. Because I feel like that's one of the things with kettlebell where people sometimes they get a little loosey-goosey. So what do you do?
Exactly.
A technical term, by the way.
Loosey-goosey, yes, definitely. And part of it is core engagement and stabilizing the spine the whole way through. To do that, you have to make sure that you're engaging the core, so that's one step. The second step is to make sure that when you do a kettlebell swing, you don't start it from right here. You always want to bring it down here, which is going to allow you to load these muscles up, and then you're going to go into your swinging motion. And one, safety first always, so make sure that there's plenty of room around you.
Do we need to?
Yeah, that's kind of
why
what
don't
I
you
was
try it
alluding
with
to.
him?
Well, I got a suit on. I've got wired up.
So what you'll do is you're just going to go grab that kettlebell, and the next thing you're going to do is you're going to hike it back between your legs.
Hold on,
like
wait.
a
Mike's
football.
bottom is kind of dropped a little bit. Should he
That's
pop it back?
absolutely fine. Yes,
Like-
you want
like-
your hips
like you're at the club.
underneath
Okay.
you.
Pop it.
Yep. All right. So get those muscles nice and loose, and then you're going to go ahead and just hike it back between your legs, and then you're going to come forward and swing it forward and bring it back between your legs here. Okay. All right. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to really get those hips to fire the weight forward. All right, so what Mike is doing is what the typical pattern is when somebody is either just starting out or taught wrong is what Mike is doing is more of a squat, not to call you out, Mike, or anything.
No,
you
call
did
him
it.
out because I want our viewers
We
to
need to
know
learn.
what's right.
Exactly, so when you, what
I was
happens
doing
is
too much of a squat.
when you squat, you're not going to
When I
get
was
the
picking it
hip
up, that's what I
power.
was supposed to do, though, right?
Yes, definitely. That's how you start out, and then you start using your hips to thrust the weight forward. A lot of people pull with their arms, which engages the low back muscles and can really cause a lot of pain and discomfort back there.
So, but if we're using this part of our body, we're getting a little more power to get the job done.
Exactly, and power and explosiveness is the key here. It's hard to be explosive through a squat, more of a hip hinge. So that's the difference between the two patterns.
In my
see what you're
defense, I have
saying.
a little bit of resistance with this coat on, too.
Yeah,
It's the coat, guys.
You don't need
Definitely
defense,
having
Mike.
proper clothing on will
Don't
help.
apologize.
So.
It's okay. He doesn't like to not be the best at something.
Yeah.
You see what?
I
So
hear
the
that.
benefits, I hear you talking about back strength, core strength.
Exactly.
What are some of the other benefits?
Cardiovascular strength. You can use this piece of equipment to challenge your heart and lungs in a way you can't do in like traditional cardio, like running or treadmill or stair stepper stuff or anything like that. This is going to work your maximal capacity, so it's going to get a lot more done in a shorter period of time.
like
And
that.
one of the other things I heard you touch on is it helps your posture, and then people that suffer from back pain.
Yes.
You can help build some of those core muscles, reducing back pain.
Exactly. A lot of people's back pain comes from compensation, where you're sitting at a desk all day long. Your glutes, they don't support your spine and your pelvis like you need to. This is a great way to build and tone those glutes. So, who doesn't want to do that a little bit more, right?
A great time to give this a try and meet Dan, and you've got a bikini bod boot camp
Yes,
that's coming up.
yes.
Guys can do this too, even if they're not wearing bikinis.
Yes, they can. I call it the mankini for the guys. So it is kind of geared towards women, but yet guys can get a great workout out of it as well.
It starts on April 20th. How many weeks is the boot camp?
It's a 6-week program.
Great, and it's at Real Results Fitness and Health. Online, it's realresultsomaha.com. We're showing you some images earlier of some of Dan's clients getting a workout, but it's all about results. Maybe some people do work out for fun, but I think most of us do it to see a difference, to feel a difference, and maybe kettlebell is a great way to do it, especially as we're going into these warmer months. Clothes are getting a little bit lighter, we're wearing a little bit less, but I think it's also about energy and just feeling top notch.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
thanks a lot, buddy.
Thanks,
All
Dan.
right, thanks a lot, you
Thanks
guys.
for the tips.
All right,
Great
you're
to
welcome.
have you here.
All right.